We're doing a church with carpet tile that's the same color right here. And this is a roll carpet, or a broadloom they call it. And I got my fiber pad there. And this is gonna go on the stairs over at the church we're working on. So what I went ahead and did was I cut all my pad at 1 foot 3 inches, which is the same width as this right here. I use that as a template for the width, and you see the lines for the marker. I just put it on top, I mark it, cut it. So I'm doing the same thing with the carpet tile, or the carpet, but I'm using a piece of carpet tile. And the carpet tile I measured out 1 foot 10 inches. Because on commercial carpet, I like to do my steps individually because they kind of run off, and then it doesn't break the seam. I'll show you that when I do it. But I got 10 of them cut, and then I got another 10 more to go. So I got this roll I'm working on here, and this one over there that's rolled up. That's my leftover pad for our other steps we're doing on the back side of the church. We'll be doing that later in a couple of months. But this one right here, I don't know if you can see my mark. That's my mark here. That's my step. And what I do is I put this on here, line it up with my marks, mark it on the top, straight edge it. So I'm going to have a 1 foot 10, 1 foot 10, 1 foot 10, and the edges are already squared off. What I'll do when I get over there is I'll trim those up a little bit, and I'll seal the edges, and then I'll cut them to fit net. I think they're averaging about 46.25 to 46.5 on the width. So I'm going to just measure each one individually, mark it, and then I have my stair stretcher. I actually have 2 of them, and I'll go ahead and put those in. I got all my tack strip pre-cut, and just got to do a little bit of demo. So I'm going to take these to the church, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm getting ready to cut the last of my steps here, and I want to show you a mock-up I did. That's what the step's going to look like when I'm done with it. And the important thing I'm going to show you is on the side over here. You see the spacing of the tack strip right here, from there to there, and then from here to here. You see the step itself would come in here, and then that comes in down there. So basically, you have the 2 touching, and they're holding each other up. And the reason you want to do that is because if you have it too high, you're going to have a hollow spot in here. If you have it too low, you're really not going to get anything in there. It's going to be really hard to do. So the spacing is important, and what I did was, you can kind of picture that right there. That's my spacer that I made. So the tack strip sits on top of that, and it butts up to it, and that would be back in here. I'll show you how I do that when I go to the job right now. But yeah, that gives it a good reveal there. And you see how the pad and the tack strip are the same thickness. See that? So that allows the step to look flat. It's almost like it's glued down. But we could put carpet tile on the steps, but then you need a reducer for each step, and it looks kind of hideous, and then it's kind of expensive too. It's like $5 or $6 a foot. But the way we're going to do is we're going to roll it over the edge with the padding, and that's the way they had it before at one time, and then they changed it over to glue down. So now we're going back to that. So I'll take you on the job right now and I'll show you. Okay, you got the truck loaded up. Let's go do it. All right, so we just set up for our steps. Our work tables, material, tack strip. That's our staircase right there. I already started taking off the tops. They glued a piece of carpet tile to the top. I don't know why, but we already had the sides cut out so they can paint. Now all we got to do is strip this off and put our tack strip, pad, and carpet. Here we got these all demoed. Get ready to put our tack strip on. I got them all numbered. So there's 19 of them. I'm gonna put my tack strip on now. See my spacer right there? That's for the height. And then I'll show you right now what it's gonna do when I come out. All right, so we got our padding put on and we got our tack strip with our space. It's about 1/2 inch, top and bottom. Got them all numbered. These are all rough cut. The width is just a little bit longer and the length is a little bit longer. And what I'm doing is I'm straight edging this side right here. I'm gonna take my measurement, cut off this side. So I'm gonna do them individually. I'll cut them right over there. All right, we got about 9 steps done. And we got about, I think, 10 more to go. I'm doing these individually. That way I can get them nice and tight, and then I can fit in the sides pretty good. Got my stair stretcher right there, my old Duofast tacker, and they made them good. Using a fiber pad. And we still got to do that top part. It's gonna be a little bit different though. That's what it looks like down there. I'm getting there. All right, so got a few more steps to go. You notice on the bottom I put a piece of wood there on the face. So on the very bottom there I'm going to glue that. It's really not strong enough to stretch off of. And then I got a few more steps to go. You'll see how it'll just all waterfall down and you'll get rid of that void that was under there. Okay, all my steps are about 4 feet wide and about 110 on the width. So 110 going that way and then 4 feet this way. And what I'm doing is I'm salvaging off 1/2 inch off this side, and I'll measure from here to there, get my exact measurement. And then the width is long, so I can cut that off later, but these are all my measurements here. So the step varies from 46.5 to 5/8. So I got each step is different. Those are all the ones I cut already. And then I got to cut all these right here. And the very last one is 3/4, I think. But then I got one more on the very bottom. And that one's going to be a little bit different. All right, that's it. All done. Wall to wall, nice and tight.